Hey, what's up, everybody? Meister here, and today I really wanted to talk about how Jake Paul's LA property was recently um, conducting a raid on his home in LA. And so, basically, if you missed this on like the 6th or 5th of August, there was an FBI raid on Jake Paul's LA home. And at the time, like most people didn't have any like information or why or how they did it. They only knew that they had a warrant to go execute the search. That's all we knew back then. But recently, some new details have surfaced, such as, by the way, there was a the spokesman for the FBI said an armed SWAT team carried out the raid, which took place while Paul was not at home. So he wasn't home, but if you go and search the SWAT raid or the FBI raid, it looks like, they came in with a mini army, as if, he had, uh, done some Breaking Bad type stuff, you know what I mean? Or some Pablo Escobar type stuff, because if you loiter, is like if you go loitering, do you think that if you went loitering they would show up the FBI would show up to your house with a mini army just as precaution? I don't think so. So I could only back then I could have only imagined that he did something truly terrible, like killed someone or ordered a hit or drug dealing. I thought that was what we were looking at, but apparently not so. As this article goes, the FBI spokeswoman said would not say the reason on why the raid was conducted, or not that the search was related to an investigation. Officers were seen collecting guns from the property. Paul is facing charges of looting in Arizona and recently held a party that allegedly broke public health orders. So basically, if you guys lived under a rock around the protests, if you didn't know, Jake Paul decided to hop in with a posse in Arizona and loot, participate like a good like the good Samaritan he is. Except in reality, he was just going around looting like everybody else, taking advantage of the whole protest and making it seem illegitimate, just because now people think that the officials think that it wasn't for rights or whatever. They only think that people did it because they wanted to loot now, which kind of does the opposite in my opinion. Either way, another thing, the FBI is executing a federal search warrant. If you didn't know, they obtained a search warrant at a residence in Calabasas in connection with an ongoing FBI investigation. That was what an FBI representative was quoted as saying. And another thing is the oh my god, I'm having a stroke. The affidavit in support of the search warrant has been sealed by a judge, and I am therefore prohibited from commenting as to the nature of the investigations. No arrests are planned. So basically, they don't really plan on arresting him. They're just, checking in his property. And as the article stated earlier, there was some weaponry found at Jake Paul's residence in LA. And aerial footage from the raid from the news outlet showed that firearms were being removed from the home by investigators. And according to the local ABC station, these weapons include a long gun that was next to a hot tub in the garden. Okay, no comment on that one. In June, Paul was arrested in Scottsdale, Arizona, during a protest at the shopping center for the following death of George Floyd. Police declared that the demonstration arrived before the looting started. He was charged with criminal trespass and unlawful assembly, which is, again, as we said, the other reason he was raided was because he held a party in which people basically didn't even wear face masks or gloves or whatever. And so that violated public health orders. Like, I guess, like, what you can get from the situation, or what, if you didn't know already, Jake Paul isn't exactly the brightest person in the world. Well, no, that's an understatement, okay? If you were going to Las Vegas and you were told to bet on how much of an IQ Jake Paul had, if you voted on him having a two-digit IQ, you would have lost all your money and you have been laughed at. Trust me. I bet Jake Paul has a negative IQ with what he's doing, and this goes without saying. Like, I feel like everybody knows this, but Jake Paul is just a shadow of his brother Logan, in my opinion. But either way, let's continue on with the article. In July, he was criticized for holding a day-long party at Calabasas, I don't know how to say it, where revelers did not wear face masks or social distance, as I just said. Mayor Alicia Wentrob, I have an Arabic accent, expressed outrage over such a gathering in California's worsening coronavirus outbreak. So yes, yet again, like, more details. Essentially, Jake Paul just violates a lot of public health orders, and apparently he looted. Honestly, I thought he did way worse because, Jake Paul is Jake Paul. I bet he went up and shot a place up later. Like, I would have thought he would have shot a place up by now because of how dumb he is. He always gets himself into trouble. And I don't know what to say about Jake, man. Like, Jake doesn't seem to be working on all cylinders, let's just put it at that. Because, for one, you wouldn't involve yourself in the looting process. Because, like, if you were looting, then of course you're going to get tried and, arrested. But, like, apparently to him it sounded like a good idea. I still don't get why Jake Paul is this dumb. I have no idea. It seems he moved on from Fortnite looting and donating and copying Mr. Beast to looting in real life. Fortnite looting in real life, okay? He took it to the real world this time. And, like, this just confirms in my mind that Jake is just a douchebag who got famous off his brother from Vine. And he just acts like an immature kid. And I guess there is a lesson to be learned from Jake in general. Number one, don't participate in any unlawful acts. I mean, that's a given, I thought. But, just to reinstate that and everything. But another thing to learn is that when people get famous prematurely, some people don't really know how to handle it, you know what I'm saying? And same thing like with Jake's case. Jake, he just got famous off his brother. He didn't really work for it. I wouldn't say he didn't work for it, but he didn't put in the elbow grease for it, you know what I mean? He just got it from his brother. And that's why he's acting like a baby, like he's got no IQ on him. And I bet it's like just a strategy for him to get more famous, like a publicity stunt, what I'm trying to say. I think he participated in the looting and he's doing all this dumb stuff just to get some publicity because, people like to laugh at a dancing dumb monkey because they want someone to laugh at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? There's always going to be a demand. Same thing with Lil Pump, Lil Pump, like, do you think he takes himself seriously when he says, popping on X and stuff like that? No, he doesn't, he makes himself look like a gangster, but in reality, he's just an Instagram comedian, you know what I mean? So, do you think he really takes himself seriously when he's like, I'm the most lyrical rapper of all time? Hell no. What I'm trying to say is there's always a need for people to be entertained, no matter how good or bad you are of a person. Another good example is Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like 6ix9ine, he's the biggest snitch out there, I would say. I can't think of any other snitch of his caliber, okay? Yeah, his music videos are doing better than some of Eminem's music videos, you know what I mean? Like Godzilla. I think Tekashi 6ix9ine's like video with Nicki or whatever, not Nicki, Gooba, got like how much was it? 10 million views within like a few hours of its upload, which is kind of insane. That shows me that people are just bored in quarantine and want to be entertained by any dumb little thing. And they don't care who it is. They don't care what they were how the person was previously. They don't care about the morals. They just want to be entertained at the end of the day. Which, like, no hate to anyone, putting in work and everything. But there are much better ways to make it to mainstream media without being such an a-hole, okay? You don't need to go and participate in looting to, enter the mainstream media. It just makes it faster, but, at the cost of your reputation. And in my opinion, reputation is much more important than any type of publicity you'll ever get. But then again, that's just my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me. But hopefully you guys were able to make something of this video, or enjoy it at least, or learn something. Well, I think we all understand that Jake Paul is dumb now. But we should have known that from a while ago. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video or found something useful within it. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you all later.